So last time that we have covered basically the architecture of Power BI, wherein we know that Power BI is a very powerful tool. It can take data from different data sources, okay, and get the data into Power BI. If at all there are some changes needs to be done in Power BI, we do the we do the transformation, the cleaning basically on the Power BI Power Query editor part. And as soon as the data is clean, we take the data into Power BI desktop once again, and we make reports. And as soon as the report is been done, as in we are done with the reports, we publish the report into Power BI service, which is basically the place wherein we share our complete report to our end user. End user basically can be your client, can be your stakeholders, or can be your managers, depending upon who are you working with. Okay. We also saw what is the positive analysis and negative analysis, and we make a neutral report out of it, out of the positive and negative analysis that we have done on the data. Correct. So, guys, if you just see this image, okay, wherein you'll get to see what was life before Power BI, wherein data was stored in papers, and we used to make reports like this, and we used to use calculator. So this was life as in like 20-25 years back, wherein we didn't have Power BI. So see, so much of papers and extra things were used so that we used to make reports, and it was very tedious job and lot of space occupying. Correct. We used to have data here. In a childhood also, you guys must have seen that whatever grocery we used to have, our mother used to note down that these are things that we have done, and she's like end of the month, she's like, this much of expenses we have done in the grocery, this is the electricity bill, this is this thing. Okay, so life was very tedious or difficult in terms of data and storing the data and analyzing on the data. But if you just see life after Power BI. Can you see? These are the reports that are developed into Power BI dashboard, and we are able to analyze all this report. So visually, they are so good, and apart from that, it becomes very easy for businesses to take a decision. Correct? Life आसान हो गई है just because Power BI is has come into existence. Earlier, the life was very difficult, 20-25 years back. This was the case. Now, the life has become very easy. So Power BI got established in the year 2015, and there is a lot of advancement, enhancement that has been done to the Power BI application. Okay, now it is a application wherein data analysts are using to visualize the data and make a beautiful report out of it, and make the businesses or people's life easy so that they can make business decisions on top of the reports, the data which has been supplied to us. Okay. So guys, this is one of the sample report I just want to show you. This is an HR report wherein if you just see, we also discuss about the KPIs that day. So you can see the KPIs are single values that are posted on the above lane, which will show you that how many total number of employees are there in that company. Okay, how many male employees are there, how many female employees are there. Okay, and uh, PT male employees, PT male employees, FT male employees. Okay, different categories are there basically. And apart from that, employee by department and gender. You can see this segregation. Okay, employees by previous rating and gender. Okay, length of department, and also awarded by departments in education. In the KPIs by department and FT and PT. Okay, so our life become, this is a very basic report. Okay, that anybody can make it. So if you are with me, I will definitely make sure that you will be able to make a very good report in next 30-35 days, basically. Or if you happen to complete little early, so 30-35 days, we will definitely, you guys will be a Power BI developer, and you'll be start developing such reports without any coding knowledge, or this is done, or everything is done without coding. Everybody can do it. It's just that you need to have basic knowledge. Okay, how what is the requirement of the report, and how do you have to use your logics, how to make this report more interactive so that it's easily understood by the end user. Okay, very basic report. Okay, let us take an example basically, guys. Can you see one travel agency reported that is either increase or decrease in the number of complaints. How can you tell if the bus travel is doing or good or not? Guys, you can just see a data wherein we had this bus service has in 2022 it has 365 complaints, in 2021 it has 350 complaints, in 2022 it has 367 complaints, same like 23 and 27, 361, 367 number of complaints. Would you prefer this bus service to travel? Because I can see the number of complaints are still the same. Would you prefer this bus agency to travel? No. The number of complaints is consistent. They have not, I think, not worked on the on their services so that they can the number of complaints should be decreasing, not increasing. Am I right? So, guys, if you just see over the years, the complaint has been consistent. Okay, but we should also consider other parameters also. So, guys, to give you a shocker, I would like to show one more thing basically. Okay, wherein we were analyzing this report generally, but now we want to analyze in the Power BI report using a line visual. This is a line visual which we will see. So one of the has reported either increase or decrease. Earlier we were just doing it like that. Now we have come to a Power BI visual and made a report out of it. But can you see this? It has been consistent. Can you see the line? It has been consistent with the complaints, as in it is actually considered to be straight line, wherein the complaints have been similar over the years. Nor it have increased, nor have it has decreased. It has been consistent so far. But let me give you another shocker, guys. Now see this. Let us talk about the use cases. One of the travel agency reported that there is either increase or decrease in number of complaints. How can you tell if the bus travel is doing good or not? If you just see, guys, the upper line, which had initially 400 bookings, then 557, then 600, then 632 and 746 bookings. On top of that, the complaints are still the same. So what is your answer now, guys? The bookings have increased, but I think the complaint is still the same. So are they working on the travel services or not? So guys, basically, when you do analysis, no, don't assume and presume only one instances. सिर्फ कंप्लेंट के बेसिस पे ही you don't make a report. आपको ये भी देखना पड़ेगा कि bookings कितनी बढ़ी है eventually. Okay, so there are a lot of factors, parameters that concludes to a report. जैसे last time in the last session I told you about the positive analysis, also about the negative analysis. Here I can see कि year by year the booking have been increased. 2020 it was 400 bookings, उस पर से we had 365 complaints, which is very bad. Okay, but now here if I see next year they had a booking of 557, wherein almost 550 लोगों ने book किया था, and फिर भी the complaints were the same. And again, when you go to the next year, which is 2022, they had 600 booking in the year, and on top of that, they have complaints 367, which is still the same. And over the year, in 2023, they had a booking of 632, and on the contrary, they have a what do you say? The complaints, which is in red line, is 361, and same ways, it the very next year the booking had again increased and the complaints were 367. So you can do analysis, but always make sure that you have to also consider different sort of factors that will contribute to your report. Okay, so always make sure that you consider all the parameters while making a report. Got it? So guys, consider, I would like to give you one more example. So for instance, I'm buying a mobile phone. Okay, I'm buying a mobile phone wherein, okay, I have seen there are lot of reviews. I want to buy a mobile phone wherein I can see some people are rating 4.7, Okay, 4.6, 4.3, 4.5, 6, 4.5. For instance, this is a Motorola mobile, Motorola Edge. Okay, wherein these are the ratings that I can see when I want to buy a mobile. Okay, so moreover, the rating is the same as in 4.6, 4.5. Okay, okay, correct. So now, if you just see, guys, the average will be how much? 4.5. Correct, guys? 4.5 is the average. Correct? Okay, which is good. Correct? Am I right, guys? So, would you buy this mobile or not? Would you buy this mobile or not? Just looking at the ratio, just looking at the requirement, just looking at the performance, people will definitely buy. Okay, so but what has happened? No, what has happened? There is one customer. I think due to some transportation or whatever it is, he has got a damaged phone. Okay, Abhi, if you just see all this thing, okay, and I do a average of this. See, the rating has increased drastically because एक बंदे ने rating कम दिया है, उसने दिया है rating 1. Just because of that, total rating total rating has come to 0.5% कम हो गया basically. So don't you think is it justice to the mobile? Because there something has happened. Basically, I have ordered a mobile through a Flipkart or any of the e-commerce site. Just because of this particular rating, this particular product has come down to 4.1. Okay, and if you just see all the ratings are above 4.5, 4.3. Just because of this one rating, the rating has come down to 4.1. Will you still buy this mobile or not? You will still buy this mobile. Why? You will buy. So guys, that is the thing. You go for an overall what do you say, comments, overall performance, wherein just because of one of the customer, that because of transportation, everything, the product doesn't become bad or good. You have to see all the parameters, that maybe because of some traveling issue, there's some transportation issue, the the product would have got damage. Okay, so one bad review can definitely hamper the product rating. But if you just see in totality, most of the 90-95% people have rated that customer, that mobile is very good. Okay, so always make sure whenever you do analysis as a data analyst, you have to consider all the parameters. Okay, just because out of 10, one people have said this is not good, you will definitely not go for the product. Not like that. You will see overall rating. Okay. Yes, the rating is still above 4, but ideally the rating was supposed to be 4, 4.5, 4.6. But it has gone from 4.5 is very good rating, and 4 is still okay. But 4.5 is very good rating. So we have to consider all the parameters whenever we are making report out of it. Okay. Is it good so far, guys? How do you analysis? As in, at least got a idea how it's supposed to be. Okay. Now let us move on to another thing basically. Is this analysis right or wrong? Because this is US, USA, small letters, US, UK, UK. Is this analysis right? This is definitely wrong, no? Because it is only one country, USA. It can't be US, small letter US, capital letter US, us, UK, UK. No, this is wrong analysis. This is actually, this data required data cleaning, wherein you need to get total sales of USA and total sales of UK. Only then you will be able to do analysis on that particular data. This is just a small data. I just wanted to give you an example. So data cleaning comes into picture, wherein if you just see this particular data has this particular issue, wherein the column wherein the column in the country column, US is been given different names, basically US, USA, UK, UK dot UK, UK, just not right. in this scenario, you will definitely not go to the database. You know, will not go to the person who has created data. It's like, sir, ये data बराबर नहीं है, आप मुझे वापस से clean data दो. No, this is a very small thing. Basically, you can do it from yourself, wherein you have Power Query Editor in Power BI Desktop, wherein you will clean the data. I mean, and you will definitely work on the data and make report out of it. Is it clear so far, guys? Okay, you know why how Power Query Editor comes into picture. Hope you guys have got a fair idea. Okay, so now let us start opening the first Power BI desktop, and I will give you the UI, or basically how Power BI is there, the desktop is there, and what all things that we have to see when we work on Power BI. Okay, and guys, everybody have, I am assuming that everybody have downloaded Power BI. If not, guys, it's very easy. Go to Microsoft Store and just download Power BI Desktop. Very simple. So guys, I have from Get Data, I have taken data into Power BI Desktop, and as soon as I get data, I get a preview screen wherein as soon as I click here, and I'm able to see the data, the preview of the data basically, preview downloaded. Okay, and you can see the columns that are present with the data. Okay, if I see that data looks good, I don't have to do anything with the data. I will directly load the data. If I want to make any changes, I want to delete a column, transform anything, clean the data, I will go for transform, which will take me to Power Query Editor screen, wherein I will do all the transformation, and after transformation, I will get the data into Power BI Desktop. So I will just simply load the data. 60,919 rows have been uh, taken into Power BI Desktop, and so that we can do analysis on that. Okay, working on it. So guys, the data has been taken into Power BI Desktop. Now, as soon as I hover here, okay, and I click on the symbol, I'll be able to see all the columns that are present into this data, which is okay. So basically, these are the views that we have in Power BI Desktop, which is report view, okay, table view, model view, DAX query view, and TMDL view. These two views are recently been added. We'll be interested in all the above three views, which are very important. Okay, so this is report view, wherein you will be able to see all the reports visuals that we will develop. Okay, second is basically the model view. Basically, you will get the tables here, the tables that you have extracted into Power BI Desktop. Now you'll be able to see here, and here it's a relationship view, model view or relationship view, wherein you'll be able to create relationship between tables. Okay. Okay, so we'll be interested currently in these three views. So guys, before starting with the reports, no, I want to give you a heads up that what all columns that we have in Power BI, and how do you use a text column or category column, just like we have seen in SQL. जैसे हमने SQL में देखा था कि data types are very important. If you do analysis, if you want to do an analysis, and if you're not able to take a proper column which is a text or a numerical, it will be very difficult for you to make reports. So first of all, we need to understand the types of data and types of columns that we have. Okay, so for instance, I have a small table. Okay, let's create one small table to get you a clear idea what I'm trying to say. Okay, so basically I have a client ID column. Then second column is client. Third is the revenue column, revenue or sales, you can say. Okay, and next is profit. Okay, next is age. Okay, next is we have client manager. Okay, and next we have phone number. Okay, So these are the columns that we have, and the values I want to put is like client 1, client 2, client 3, and so on. 3 and 4 basically. Okay. And we have client as A, B, C, and D. The sales that they have done is basically the amount, which is like, for instance, 1200. Okay. 1300. Okay. These are the sales that they have done. And on the basis of that, we've also got the profit. Okay. This is the profit we have got. And there is one more column called as age. Okay. Age will be 31, 36, 41, 42. Okay. And we have client manager's name as Ketki. Okay. Harish. We have Bhupinder. And we have called as Sheetal, one more client manager name. Okay. And these are their numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. These are their random numbers. Okay. So before getting into the field of data analytics, guys, you need to understand which column needs to be used when. Okay. If you get this idea, na, the your all the problems will be solved. Okay. So guys, you know what are aggregations, correct? That they will discuss aggregations. Okay. Okay. So aggregations are sum, min, max, average, okay, and count and distinct count. Distinct count. Okay. So these are the aggregations that we perform, and these are primarily performed on a numerical column. Okay. So on the basis of that, on the basis of the aggregations, our columns are divided into measure column and dimension column. Okay. So we divide our columns into dimension column and measure column. A column wherein you can perform all the aggregations. For instance, I have a column called as profit. If I do aggregation of sum is basically addition of this thing. Okay. Okay. You can perform basically sum, which will give you the total profit. You can also get minimum value, which is the minimum value of this in terms of that. Okay. What is the minimum profit that we have earned? Okay. Same goes that we have what is the maximum profit we have earned? Okay. So what is the average profit we have earned? Okay. Yes. And what is the count? We can also get how many counts? We can get, no, there are four people. Okay. Distinct count. So guys, uh, on a column wherein you can perform all the aggregation and you get a meaningful value. Okay. So if I am performing all the aggregation on a column and I'm getting a meaningful value, for instance, the profit is this much, the minimum profit is this much, maximum profit is this much, average is this much, count is this much, and distinct count is this much. The difference between count and distinct count is basically this will count 1, 2, 3, 4, and distinct count will count how many unique values do we have. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay, all the values are unique. That is why the count has been 4 and distinct count has been same, because all the profit that we have got are different numbers. That is why that is the meaning of count and distinct count. Basically, it is counting the rows 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. Got it? And this particular column also I can perform all the aggregations. Okay, wherein I will get the meaningful value. If I do sum, mean, max, average, it is called as measure column. But now if I consider a column called as text column, which is A, B, C, D. I can't perform any of the aggregation apart from count and distinct count, wherein I can get total number of client that we have and distinct count, distinct client that I will get. So on a column wherein you can perform only count and distinct count, you can't perform all the aggregation successfully. It is called as dimension column, which is also called a text column. Okay, but there are also numerical columns wherein you can't perform all the aggregations. For instance, if I just see age, do you think sum of age will be of any use? किसी काम का होगा अगर मैं सबका एज सम कर दूं? अगर हमारे बैच में आई हैव 400 पीपल, इफ आई डू अ समेशन, इफ आई ऐड एवरीबडी एज, is it of any use? No. Okay, so in this case, in this scenario also, the age column is considered as a dimension column, which will be considered a text column only, because you can't perform all the aggregations on this particular column. Okay, same goes with this, guys. Is client ID a dimension column or a measure column? Can anybody tell me? Client ID is a dimension column or a measure column? Dimension column, guys, dimension column. Because client ID, if we do summation, min, max, it will be of no use. You can just perform count and distinct count. Okay, so in this scenario also, this client ID and age will be considered as a dimension column. Dimension column is basically the text column, category column. Okay, text column, category column. Okay, so for your understanding, make sure that you understand these topics. Basically, aggregations, what are aggregations? Aggregations are sum, min, max, average, count, and distinct count, and which all columns you can perform all these aggregations. Okay, and it is segregated into two types of columns: measure column and dimension column. Okay, on the basis of that, you can take a decision, this is a measure column or a text column or a, because we have also columns like just age, uh, client id. We don't do summation, हम इसका sum करके हमको कुछ फायदा नहीं मिलेगा, कुछ मीनिंगफुल वैल्यू नहीं मिलेगी. So the columns, the columns wherein we can we can perform all the aggregation is called as measure column. Okay, and the column wherein we can't perform all the aggregations, basically text column, it is called as dimension column. I will again explain what is the difference between count and distinct count. Okay, it creates a lot of confusion when you consider count and distinct count. Okay, so let me just take one more example. Okay, so I have names. Okay, I have cars. Okay, I have motorcycle. Okay, then again I have car. Okay, then I have cycle. Okay, so if I consider कार, मोटरसाइकिल, कार एंड साइकिल, मुझे अगर इसका काउंट लेना है कि कितनी कैटेगरी है यहाँ पर, ठीक है, कितने टाइप्स का ऑर्डर हुआ है, कार का कितनी बार ऑर्डर हुआ है, मोटरसाइकिल कितनी बार ऑर्डर हुआ है, एंड दीज आर दी ऑर्डर्स. ओके, सो यहाँ पर फर्स्ट लाइन में ये एक ऐड हुआ है, ये एक ऐड ऑर्डर हुआ है, ये एक ऑर्डर हुआ है. इट्स अ स्मॉल वेग एग्जांपल जस्ट टू मेक यू अंडरस्टैंड द डिफरेंस बिटवीन काउंट एंड डिस्टिंक्ट काउंट. ओके, सो कार एंड कार, इफ आई वांट टू सी द काउंट, काउंट देखना है मुझे बेसिकली, यहाँ पर कितना ही कितना चीजें काउंट ऑर्डर की हैं, चार, जो कि कार और कार सेम है बेसिकली देखा जाए तो, बट काउंट करना है तो मुझे काउंट पूरा मिलता है. ठीक है, ये हो गया काउंट. अभी मुझे देखना है कि डिस्टिंक्ट काउंट क्या है बेसिकली, मतलब ऐसी ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं, व्हाट ऑल थिंग्स आर देयर विच आर ऑर्डर ओनली वंस, एज इन रिपीट नहीं हुई, बेसिकली डुप्लीकेसी नहीं है बेसिकली उसमें. सो हियर आई कैन सी ओनली थ्री थिंग्स बेसिकली, वेर इन इट्स नॉट डुप्लीकेटेड, it's unique in nature. So this will be the distinct count, because I will count only motorcycle, car and cycle, because car is been repeated. So जो भी duplicate values होती है ना, तो उसकी single value पकड़ी जाती है. अभी कार कितनी बार भी रिपीट हो, बट मुझे उसकी यूनिक वैल्यू चाहिए. आई वॉन्ट ओनली सिंगल वैल्यूज विच आर नॉट डुप्लीकेटेड. सो इन दिस सिनेरियो द count will be 4 and distinct count will be 3. Okay, if I consider again cycle, okay, the count will be 1 2 3 4 5, but the distinct count will still remain the 3 because cycle is already there. Got it? So that is the difference between count and distinct count. Is it clear, guys? Very simple example. Count और distinct count का मतलब. Okay, so I have lot of varieties in my, what do you say, e-commerce business. Okay, but what is the distinct variety? जो एक चीज दूसरी चीज से रिपीट नहीं हो रही है, डुप्लीकेट नहीं हो रही है. Okay, so that is the difference between count and distinct count. I want to see all the product that has been ordered so far in the entire day, and I want to see distinct products. What all distinct products that I have? मेरे पास variety क्या है? सेम चीज हो सकती है, बट variety कितनी है? ठीक है ना? सो वैरायटी एंड डुप्लीकेसी में का ही डिफरेंस बताता है काउंट एंड डिस्टिंक्ट काउंट. गॉट इट? टोटल काउंट एंड डिस्टिंक्ट काउंट, यूनिक वैल्यूज. गॉट इट? Is it clear so far, guys? Before doing the analysis, guys, you need to understand what is a dimension column, what is a measure column. Nobody will make you understand the difference between. It is actually, this is a concept of Power BI, but it becomes very easy to understand कि कौन सा कॉलम कब लेना है. ठीक है? कैटेगरी कॉलम के बदले आप डायमेंशन कॉलम, मेजर के बदले डायमेंशन कॉलम लोगे तो मुश्किल हो जाएगा. सो नाउ लेट मी जस्ट गिव यू वन स्मॉल एग्जांपल. वी विल मेक अ रिपोर्ट, a single report, a first visual we will create. So now I will take a visual. These are the visuals, guys. I will just click on that visual. This visual will appear on this on this particular canvas. As soon as I click on that visual will appear here. Now as soon as I have pulled that visual here, right hand side you can see these are the axis, x axis, y axis. ये ऑटोमेटिकली पॉपुलेट हो गए. अभी मुझे एक्स एक्सिस में, जैसे इन स्कूल और कॉलेज ऑल्सो व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू मेक दिस पर्टिकुलर स्टैक बार चार्ट और कॉलम चार्ट, okay, we used to have x axis, y axis, and we used to plot our graph. Same wise we have it here also. So now you need to take a decision, guys. x axis में क्या डालना है, y axis में क्या डालना है. So if I just click on x axis region, see, until unless I don't put sales या कोई न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू डालू नहीं, उसका फायदा नहीं होगा. ठीक है? फॉर इंस्टेंस, सी गाइस, can you see this? I will just add the data labels. Data labels here. सी, हमारा जो लिस्टिंग प्राइस है वो नॉर्थ अमेरिका में 40 मिलियन है, यूरोप में 60 मिलियन है, पैसिफिक में 1 मिलियन है. गाइस वही देखो, रीजन क्या हो गया, डायमेंशन कॉलम, और लिस्ट प्राइस क्या हो गया, एक मेजर कॉलम. सो अगर इसके बदले ये, इसके बदले ये, वाई एक्सिस में लिस्ट और वाई एक्सिस में आप लिस्ट प्राइस और एक्स एक्सिस में रीजन लोगे तो डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा. सो यू नीड टू सेग्रीगेट अकॉर्डिंगली. इफ यू वांट टू कैलकुलेट रीजन वाइज लिस्ट प्राइस क्या क्या है मौजूद हमारे टेबल में, आई विल गेट इट हियर. ओके, फॉर इंस्टेंस दिस इज सेल्स. Okay, so I want to see region wise sales. Okay, I can see North America is 40 million, Europe is 6 million, and Pacific is 1 million. Okay, then we have one more graph called as stack column chart. Difference क्या है? This is slanting, this is horizontal. That is the only difference. Readability बढ़ जाती है. Same goes here. See, now the direction of the graph has changed. So x axis में क्या आएगा, region, and y axis में आएगा sales. Got it? नॉर्थ अमेरिका ने कितना सेल्स किया है, यूरोप में कितना सेल्स किया है, एंड पैसिफिक ने कितना सेल किया है. यू विल गेट एन आइडिया ऑन दैट. ओके, सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू नीड टू पुट एक्स एक्सिस में इट विल गो अ डायमेंशन कॉलम एंड वाई एक्सिस में इट विल गो अ मेजर कॉलम. ओके, सो दैट इज व्हाई you need to gauge which is a dimension column, which is a measure column. Okay, wherein all the aggregation that can be performed on that particular column, it is called a measure column. Otherwise it is called a dimension column. Dimension column are primarily the text column, and say the measure column are primarily the numerical column. Okay, and apart from that there are also numerical column wherein you don't perform any aggregations. Aggregations मतलब min max वगैरह निकाल नहीं सकते, उसके लिए आप लोग वो कॉलम को बोलते हो डायमेंशन कॉलम. ओके, Guys, can you see there is summation sign here? Wherever there is a numerical column, there is a summation sign. So मतलब आप उस पे और सब एग्रीगेशन कर सकते हो, बट ऑर्डर आईडी पे एग्रीगेशन करके कुछ फायदा नहीं होता है. ठीक है, it will be considered as a dimension column only, because there is no use of doing any in fact order quantity is also measure column, guys. Order quantity also we can sum how many types of orders, sum order कर सकते हैं, minimum order, maximum order. So order quantity भी basically is a measure column. If it is a order id, then it becomes a dimension column. Is it clear so far, guys? X-axis supposed to be dimension column, y-axis supposed to be measure column. Okay, so depending upon the graph that you are using, you will choose that particular column, and you will be able to make that visual accordingly. Tomorrow we're going to start. We'll build our first report. You'll get more idea when to use which particular column and which particular column is useful. Okay, so let us stop here, guys.